Hello and welcome back again to the Zimbabwe Geoportal tutorial series. So in this video, we're going to be learning about how you can contribute data to the Zimbabwe Geoportal. So remember, the Zimbabwe Geoportal is a portal that allows you access to free and open data on Zimbabwe and any other countries which are surrounding Zimbabwe. And as long as it relates to Zimbabwe, you're basically going to find any geospatial data sets on the platform. So it also allows you to contribute towards the platform. It's not only a case of just downloading data, you also have a chance to contribute data to the platform. So that's what this video is going to be about. So remember, whenever you're dealing with the Zimbabwe Geoportal, you basically need to be signed in. So if you're not signed in, please make sure you do sign in. And if you don't have an account, you register for an account. So once you have an account, you basically simply need to go on data. Then you go on upload a layer. So in this video, I'm going to be demonstrating two options that you have because contribution comes in various ways. So the first method is the uploading layers. So as you have seen here, we also have another option whereby you can also create like a layer. Okay, so in order for you to upload a layer, the layer obviously needs to be in a GIS format. So let's just take some time and go back to our GIS environment. So I'm just going to remove this data, and then I'm going to plot data that I got from a rural wash information system portal, which has boreholes for Zimbabwe. So let's assume that you are the one who has collected all this data and you intend to create a map on the Zimbabwe Geoportal, or perhaps you want to share your data with the audience. So you also have an option to do that through the Zimbabwe Geoportal. Okay, so to get started with this, basically, we want to share data relating to boreholes, right? So I'm not going to share all the data which you're seeing on my screen because it's already uploaded on the Zimbabwe Geoportal. So what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to select a portion of the data that I'm going to share. So I'm going to use my QGIS skills to do that. So I'm going to highlight on boreholes, and then I'm going to select a portion. So I'm just going to create a polygon around here. So I'm just going to share data relating to Hwange and Victoria Falls. So I have selected the data that I want to share, and then I'm going to hit on export. So I can export this as a GeoJSON or as an Esri file. So let's deal with Esri file because I know we're all familiar with the Esri file and some might not be familiar with the GeoJSON. So let's use the Esri file. And what I have done on my computer is I have created a folder where I store or where I pre-process all the data that needs to be uploaded to the Zimbabwe Geoportal. So I'm just gonna create a folder, and then I'll just say selected boreholes. And then within that, I'll save the boreholes. So this is V Falls and Hwange wash. So this is wash data. Yeah, so this contains wash data. And then I'll make sure I'll save only the selected features because I only want to upload what's in yellow. So that's the selected features. And then I'll just leave everything else as default because the coordinate reference system is the WGS84. And I'll leave everything else as default. So what QGIS does is it's going to create like another layer for me. So this is going to be that layer. So once I have this layer, I'll since I'm not going to be closing my QGIS, I'm just going to remove that layer so that it's not attached to my main system. And then I go into my files. So I'm just going to look for the Zimbabwe Geoportal, and then I'll look for the folder that I just created. So I'm just going to see all this shape. I'm going to see like the shape file, which is basically this one. But in order for you to upload your data, you need to have all these soldiers following the commander, right? So you need to upload all these files as well. So I'm just going to convert those into a zipped shape file. And then I zip that, and then I basically go back into my Zimbabwe Geoportal, and then I can simply drag and drop that, or you can choose files, whichever way you need to use. And then I also need to configure some settings here and permissions before I download them. So if I don't want anyone to view my data, I can untick on anyone, and then I can also choose to share my data with specific users. So if you have a friend whom you know is on the Zimbabwe Geoportal, you can basically ask for their username, and then you can search for their username. So I can search for my other account. So my other account is Surveyor Junior. I'm not sure what exactly is going on. Okay, so the following users I have, okay, yeah. So my other account is it's kumbirai.matingo. It's not Zim Geoportal. I'm not sure why I used this, because like most people are used to calling me Surveyor Junior, and I've been using Surveyor Junior as my username even for open platforms like OpenStreetMap. Okay, so yeah, you can choose to share your layer with like with Kombirai, so you just share it with them. You can also add someone else as well. So I choose to share this layer with everyone, and then I also want to allow anyone to download this layer. So I tick that as well. And then if you have a data manager that you have, if you're uploading on behalf of an organization, you can also configure who can edit or change metadata, who can edit the layer, and who can change the style, and any other information such as who can change permissions and who can unpublish a layer. So that's one other functionality of the Zimbabwe Geoportal, where you can configure who you want to operate or be in control of your layer. So now that we have configured this for everyone and for anyone, we can just basically hit on upload. So once you hit on upload, it's going to tell you that the layer is currently processing. So you're going to see a progress bar here. So currently it's on 80%, and it's running some background processes. So once it's complete, it's going to go over to 100%. Okay, so now that it's now on the 100%, that means your layer has been uploaded. So what you need to do is you need to click on the hyperlink of the layer, and then you open the layer. So you notice that the layer comes in as it was saved. So that's what we now need to like to change. So you basically need to go on editing tools. So you can use the editing wizard. I would recommend all new users to use the editing wizard, and I'd recommend any advanced users to use the advanced edit. So I'll go with the wizard, which basically takes me through a step-by-step process of creating the metadata and identifying my layer. Okay, so if you have a thumbnail, you can always edit that, and then you upload your thumbnail. So I want to change the title first of all. So I'm just going to say wash data for Vic, Foz, and Wange. So that's the title of my layer. And I'm going to add an abstract, which basically tells the user what this is. So this, I'm going to say this is an extracted layer of wash data for Wange and Victoria Falls in Zimbabwe, right? And then if I have any other additional information that I want to tell the user, this data was obtained from the Rural Wash Information Management System, or it's also known as a RIMS portal. And then the publication, the date on which this was published, and then the category. So this is basically water, but I don't think this is water because it's something else. So we also have a list of categories that you can basically choose from. So let's see which category you can choose from. There's oceans. No, it's not an ocean. It's for society, economy. So yeah, basically this is inland water after all. And if you have any groups that you want to share with, any keywords. So I'm just gonna say this is wash data, and then it's also boreholes, right? So I've saved that. That's the first part that I've saved. So once you save that, it's basically going to come here. But if you're not yet done, let's just go back over to the editing wizard. So this first part is complete. So you basically need to click on next, and then you can configure the regions to which this data belongs to. So this basically belongs to Zimbabwe, and the attribution. So you want to give attribution to whoever owns the data. So this was obtained from RIMS. So just enter RIMS over there. And if there are any restrictions on your data, it's also important to highlight this. So mine has no restrictions, so I'm just going to leave it like that. And if there are any constraints, if you have any data quality statements, so I want the users to know that this data was obtained as is from the RIMS portal. So I can just say this data was obtained without alteration from the RIMS portal, so that people just know that you did not make any changes when you uploaded the data. If you do make any changes, please be sure to highlight that as well. And what's the purpose? For visualization of boreholes and wash facilities. Yeah, and if you have any supplemental information that you need to add, you can basically add it over there. So once you're done, and then you basically click on next. So this will allow you to edit the attribute information. So for example, you could have some fields which have the default naming variable, and you want to add user-friendly name or label. So for example, let me just see. So we have this elevation field. So it's elevation from the DEM. So we just say elevation based on the DEM, and then you can just update that. So it's basically going to update that, but it's not really mandatory, but it's just good to have data which is in human readable format. So if you go over to attributes, you see that your label is also added. And if you go to the information section, you basically see that all the metadata that you added is also currently now on the layer. So yeah, so that's basically how you can also contribute data to the Zimbabwe Geoportal. So thank you very much for watching this tutorial for the first phase. So now we're moving on to the second phase. So the second phase is you go back to the home page, right? And then you go on data and also create a layer. So let me just close these ads. Okay, so I'm just going to create a layer. So I'll just say these are flea markets in Harare, Zimbabwe. So that's the layer name, and then the layer title, Harare flea market. So this needs to, yeah, these are points, and then I also need to add some attributes. So we're gonna have an attribute which says market name. Market name. I can also add another attribute. For example, we have the population of vendors in that area. That would be an integer, and I'll just leave that as is. So I'll just create like that layer as well. So now that I've created a layer, it does not have anything yet. So all I need to do is I need to go on editing tools, and then I go on the layer section, and then I go on edit like data, right? So since this is in Harare, just search for market square Harare, Zimbabwe, and then it should take me to that location. So that's the location that I want to edit. So I know that they are basically vendors in this area, and I need to map out the locations in which they normally like trade. So what I need to do is I need to go into edit mode. So to go into edit mode, you simply need to go down here. You see an additional tab. You click on edit mode, and then you go on add feature. So then you go on draw feature. So you see that on your mouse pointer, you have that like little dot that appears on your mouse pointer. So I note that there are some vendors over here. And if I save that information, I'll notice that there's a new feature which has been added over here. So I also have ability to add that. So I'll just say this is market square. The population, I can just estimate the population to be about 30 vendors in this location. And you can also add another feature, you draw as well. Over here at Gulf Complex, I know that there are also vendors. So just click there, save that feature, and then I'll just add it as Gulf Complex. And then I know that there are almost about 100 vendors inside Gulf Complex. And then I also make sure that I do save that after every edit. So once I'm done editing, then I quit the editing mode, and then your data will have been added. So you notice that your Harare Free Markets layer is now available. And if you go to the attribute information, you also have specific attribute names and attribute labels as well. So those are your little 3 dots which you have plotted on the map. So this is basically how you also create data on the Zimbabwe Geoportal. So if you go back and then you go to layers, you definitely find that the top layer is the layer that you have created. So you just open that, and over here, that's your new layer that you have created. So this is basically how you can create a layer on the Zimbabwe Geoportal. So thank you very much for watching, and hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And I look forward to seeing you again in the next tutorial, whereby we're going to be learning about how to create maps using the Zimbabwe Geoportal. Thank you very much, and see you next time.